cricketers are complete.
Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. I'm Udar Pratap Singh. Our big focus is on the Trichy flight scare that took place yesterday after reporting a hydraulic failure in Air India Express flight that took off from Tiruchirappalli Airport in Tamil Nadu landed safely. This happened after the flight declared a mid-air emergency over Tiruchirappalli. The aircraft was hovering over the Trichy airspace. The flight had taken off from Trichy Airport for Sharjah at 5:43 p.m. but soon developed a technical snag. It had 140 passengers on board. Hydraulic failure in a flight occurs after the system that makes use of pressurized fluid to control important parts like the landing gear, brakes and flaps stops working properly. Following the safe landing, a spokesperson of the Air India Express issued a clarification and said that no emergency was declared by the operating crew and the cause of the snag will be duly investigated. In fact, let's quickly draw in some more details regarding this absolute shocker that's of course taken place in Trichy. Of course, let's quickly tell you about what happened. So it was an Air India Express flight, 5:40 p.m. The flight was IX613. It took off from Trichy at 5:40 p.m. We're going to break down this ASK minute by minute. And moments later, the bottom wheels failed to retract at just about 5:42 p.m. So just after takeoff, the snag was immediately noticed. 5:44 p.m. Flight crew promptly decided to circle the airspace. In fact, you can see over here, this was the pilot, Ikram Rifadli Fahmi Zainal, and Maitri Shri Krishna Shitole, the co-pilot. Obviously, they handled the situation very, very promptly and well. The pilot decided to dump the fuel, burn the fuel and circle for 2 hours. Remember, in case, of course, an emergency landing was needed or a flat belly landing of the aircraft. The ATC also granted belly landing permission for the flight. Ambulances, fire services were all put on standby around the airport. So 6:05 p.m., of course, that full airport emergency was declared. And meanwhile, of course, the flight was circling, trying to, of course, burn fuel. 20 ambulances, 18 fire engines kept on standby. This was around 6:30 p.m. And as you can see there, of course, huge deployment on ground of all the emergency services. 24 small loops, 3 big loops were completed, in fact, by the aircraft. And finally, at around 7:50, post 7:50 p.m. is when, of course, preparation for landing happened. 7:55 p.m., of course, was the preparation for landing after the entire fuel dump was completed. Around 2 hours is the total circling that happened of this aircraft. 8 p.m. also, the foam was sprayed on the runway in case the plane catches fire during its belly landing. Meanwhile, of course, the wheels opened up and safe landing was conducted at around 8:15 p.m. So 8:15 p.m. is when the wheels opened up and a safe landing was conducted. And of course, that's finally when this Air India Express landed safely, and a full-fledged emergency, of course, was averted because of obviously the alacrity of the pilots and divine intervention. Let's quickly